What's going on, everyone? So we had a really big headline this week. We had Bill Gates coming out and saying there's a possibility quantum computing will become useful in 3 to 5 years. The problem is that this week we had a lot of headlines. We started the week with the whole market in fear about tariffs, and then Trump ended up making some deals with Mexico and Canada and putting those on pause, at least for a little while. And the market and really everything that's been happening in U.S. politics, especially with the change of administration and that type of thing, really, I think quantum computer stocks have been flying under the radar. There's just, when people are just very worried about the changes that are happening and that type of thing, the last thing on their minds really is quantum computers, right? But here's the thing about that. Something that isn't talked about nearly enough is the fact that Bill Gates said 3 to 5 years. Okay. Bill Gates is a household name. First of all, we've been hearing from Bill Gates for decades, and he's been a trusted leader in technology for decades. This is a massive, massive acceleration in timeline from a tech leader of the world, essentially an 82% acceleration in 1 month. Okay, I want you guys to think about that, because it's getting lost in all the shuffle and everything that's going on, the wider political landscape, or just the market, the world. There's big stories, Palantir, Big Bear AI. Lots of stocks are doing really well. Lots of earnings were reported. So quantum stocks have just been flying just a little bit under the radar, but they haven't been selling off. People have been holding their positions, and there's been a lot happening. So what do we make of an 82% acceleration in the timeline? Well, I wanted to actually visualize this a little bit. So there's a couple ways we can do this. One is I just plotted out on a graph. So I use ChatGPT to help me. So another visualization I thought was quite helpful is this one. So you have a couple different estimates. Okay, you had Jensen basically he was dancing around 15, 30, and then he said something along the lines of, if you said 20 years, a lot of people would believe that. Okay, so 30 years from now is 2055. Now, look on a chart. Look at the drastic reduction in projections and forecasting, okay, in just 1 month. 1 month. This isn't like a couple random guys at a coffee shop that you just overheard, and these are the tech leaders of the world. Microsoft is very heavily invested in quantum. They have partnerships with Quantinuum. They're building quantum computers. They're working on this problem. So when Bill Gates says it, I actually put more stock into what he says, because Jensen honestly seemed a little bit out of touch with exactly what was happening in the quantum computer space. Now, did we see a rapid recovery? So what's interesting to me is when we look back the quantum crash, right, which was January 7th or so, right after Jensen made his comments, all the quantum stocks sold off 60%. It wiped off billions of dollars in market cap. So wouldn't another major CEO with a much more optimistic timeline do the opposite? Wouldn't it send the stocks back up? That didn't happen. And we can see here that Rigetti, IonQ, QBTS, QU, they're kind of holding, and they've been in consolidation for a few weeks. They're not quite sure where they want to go, and I think actually it's very healthy for these stocks, especially with how much they gained, to have a little bit of a breather. The headlines are coming out so frequently that if you're holding quantum stock, it's kind of, there was a lot of fear when Jensen made his comments, and a lot of fear and just a massive sell-off. And I don't see that fear anymore. I see more of a desire from investors, a desire from the public to learn more about what these computers are and how they're going to affect and change our daily lives and the world for that matter. So if we just kind of go back in time a little bit, we know that quantum stocks like Rigetti plunged on Jensen's comments just this week, February 3rd, just 4 days ago. We have Bill Gates shaving 82% off of his timeline, okay? That's not a small amount. That's a rapid acceleration in a short period of time. I know I'm emphasizing it because why isn't the media emphasizing it? Why isn't this a bigger story? Why aren't people talking about this? It seems so obvious, but nonetheless, here we are. We're talking about it, and we should continue that conversation. On the Quantum Bull, when I was in this is the website that I built, thequantumbull.com, and it's for anybody who's interested in quantum computers. On the homepage, I have a main page timeline, and I actually wanted to spend a second and just kind of recap this last month and a half, okay? So this timeline is curated by me. It's in chronological order of when these things happened, and I want to just go through some of the bullet points, okay? So we have Google announcing Willow. Google stock goes crazy. Investors love it. The world loves it. And then all of those Rigettis, IonQs, all of the quantum computer stocks, they just start running on excitement, euphoria. Future's here. The future is now. Less than a month later, we have Jensen saying that quantum computing stocks are 15 to 30 years away. The very next day, Alan Baratz of D-Wave comes out and he says that Jensen is dead wrong. And this is really where I jumped into all of this, because I'm like, holy shit, like what is actually happening here? Like, who's right? Is it Jensen? Is it Alan? Is this all just a simulation? I don't know what's going on here. And then crazy enough, that very next day, there was the CES panel. So if you go back in my YouTube, you can see I covered all of this. That was right when I started the channel. And we had Fireside with Rigetti CEO. We had Microsoft announcing the 2025 is the year to become quantum ready. We have the 1 billion Capital of Quantum initiative with Maryland. We have the world's first in quantum entanglement of molecules in the UK. MIT setting fidelity records with a 99.998% fidelity, which was a huge deal, is a huge deal. We have CIA highlighting quantum as pivotal to national security. Forbes, D-Wave announcing their conference. I think that was more recent. Then we have Bill Gates this week, and he's saying there's a possibility quantum will be 3 to 5 years. 2 days later, we have Alan Baratz and D-Wave saying we're going to have a conference at the end of March. It's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. You're invited. And we're going to show everyone how we're using quantum computers right now. And we're inviting all of our commercial clients to talk about it. So who is right here? I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills a little bit. And I think it's because one of the nuances of this conversation is that there is not just one approach to quantum computing. There is not just one method. These companies are tackling this problem from different perspectives, and when you have a lot of smart people working on innovative technology, you have the advance of AI, right? We're seeing insane leaps in AI, like DeepSeek, right? This last week or week and a half, like that took 600 billion off of NVIDIA's stock in a single day because holy shit, there's a new player in AI. There's stuff happening in tech and the plates are moving. The thing is that I think it's lost on a lot of people that quantum is in a healthy spot. And not only is it healthy, it's accelerating quickly. I'm personally interested in actually going out to Phoenix and talking to some of these very smart people myself, maybe doing some coverage out there. So if you're interested in me going out there, please let me know. But I just, when I look at the totality of everything that's going on, I think even 3 to 5 years seems potentially a very conservative estimate at this point. So what does that mean? I think that quantum computing has the potential to be a generational wealth building opportunity for those who invest in quantum computer stocks. So Trump announced a $500 billion AI infrastructure investment in the US, but we know that quantum and AI go hand in hand. Quantum and AI work together. So some of that money is likely to go into quantum research and quantum development. So there's a $2.7 billion National Quantum Initiative Reauthorization Act, which would put a lot of money into quantum research. And this is something that is out there right now, and it has bipartisan support. And you saw my video, hopefully, if you haven't, about the race we're in with China, which we're losing. We're losing the race to China right now. And this bill needs to be passed and more money needs to be spent on this because people are really sleeping on this. And this is going to be a huge, huge game changer. It's going to be a major, major story. Just get ready. Just get ready. Things can get real crazy. And I've also been working on, I'm just trying to do some different things. Like I've said on this channel all the time, I made the quantum bull to add value to this conversation. I felt like there was a lopsided news coverage and media coverage towards negative press. The Zuckerberg comments, the Jensen comments got disproportionate negative press, while positive things that are happening for quantum computing companies and quantum advancements have very little coverage. I think that quantum computers are really cool, and I think that they have the potential to be one of the best inventions of mankind, quite frankly. So I have made one video before on the Quantum 8. It's basically my nod to the Mag 7. It's a blend of large cap and small cap stocks. It's a leaderboard, and I'm going to update this once a week, the best 8 quantum positioned companies to take advantage of this inflow of money and investment that's going to be coming into the quantum computer world. So at number 1, I have Microsoft. 2, I have IBM. I'm going to make another video just entirely about this and go a little bit more into detail. But 3, I have Google. These are household names. These are large cap companies that have been around for a while. They're doing great work with quantum. People also have the impression that it's just science fiction and no real legitimate company is working on these things. Well, news for you, Microsoft and Google are, and they're making headway. And what does that mean for the world? We'll find out very soon. D-Wave. I moved D-Wave up because of this conference. They actually went up because they're going to come out and they're going to show the world. They're going to show the world we're using this right now. This is how we're making money with quantum computers. I'm excited to see their financials. And we have also Alan in that interview on CNBC saying, I'm excited to share our next quarterlies. Rigetti moved down 1, but they are a strong company, have a full stack modular approach. I love the cybersecurity of ARQQ, ARQQ. I think that's going to be really important. I did see they got hit today pretty hard. They were down 5 or 6%. I mean, the market was rough today. And then we have Honeywell. So my idea with this is I think this list is going to grow and change and it's going to evolve. And I want to help track kind of the conversation in these companies and who's really making the biggest moves. And why does Microsoft get number 1? Bill Gates coming out saying 3 to 5 years and amazing collaboration with Quantinuum. They're doing awesome work with the Quantum Ready program as well. So anyway, I hope you guys found this conversation valuable. I think that quantum computers are potentially a gold rush of our generation. And we just have to get the conversation right. We have to get the facts. We have to get our facts straight. We have to understand what we're dealing with here. And we have to understand how technology works. Technology doesn't wait for anyone. Science and technology just kind of marches on. It doesn't matter what Trump is doing. It doesn't matter what the CEO of NVIDIA thinks. All of that doesn't matter. It matters what the scientists in the lab are doing and how they're collaborating and working through very difficult problems to get us to a better future. So I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please consider a like or subscribe, and I'll be sharing more content like this. Hope you have a great day.